You see them every day. Women living with unnoticeable scars. Victims of a vicious crime that often goes unreported. One of these women wants to come forward and give the numbers a face. Another one prefers to remain anonymous. We'll call her Jane.
I don't really remember too much. I do remember waking up in the middle of the night with this guy on top of me, and he was telling me that it's okay. And I told him, no, stop, get off of me. But I felt like I had no strength.
About the intervals that we just talked about too, when you would want to be tested and when you'd want to be retested.
Katharina Lindsay is a captain in the U.S. Army and works as a public health nurse. She shared with us her own experience of sexual assault.
I had been out with my running partner, who I'd known pretty well, and then we went back to my house and he forced me to have sex with him. In the group sessions,
Even though it's been many years since the incidents occurred, both these victims live with the tragic memories.
I was not capable of making a sound. Yeah.
You couldn't move?
No, it just totally freezing. So it just this whole, here it goes again.
Again, the rape in college by her running partner wasn't the first time. When Katharina was 16 years old, her parents went on vacation, leaving her home alone.
But I saw a group of people, and they had pulled over by the side of the road out in front of our house, and I went out to ask them if everything was okay, and they said they were having car trouble. And then I was sexually assaulted by a group of men.
She went to the police, but they felt they didn't have enough information to pursue the report. She never forgot how the police dismissed her claims of being assaulted, even when she was raped again by her running partner in college.
I don't know if it was more defeatist in terms of I didn't feel that going to the police would be a resource at all because of my previous experience. And certainly what could a woman be doing with a man in her house other than having consensual sex, right?
At the age of 23, Jane was raped at a friend's house by a soldier she didn't know.
I don't know if I told the guy okay and then halfway through said, oh, no. I don't remember because I drank too much, and that's my fault for drinking that much, and I do feel guilty for it.
In both cases, because of feelings of guilt, the victims didn't report the offender to the authorities. A common reaction to sexual assault called rape trauma syndrome.
Because a lot of times people don't believe the victims, So a lot of times people say, well, you shouldn't have been there to begin with. And so in a way, what the other people are kind of transmitting to the victim is that it was your fault.
Hurt myself again today.
For victims, having no support from family and friends means no one to tell them it isn't their fault.
There was no discussion about it in my family, no discussion about it with any of my peers, so there wasn't anything that would have continually brought it up as an issue. Yeah, it was very nicely put away.
Even if I hadn't gone through the situation and I couldn't relate, I mean, just being by their side to listen, to have a shoulder to cry on, that's all that you need. That's all that you ask for. And it's hard to not have that.
Well, as you know, I'm the sexual response coordinator, and what we do is we meet with everyone that comes forward.
Which is why in 2005, the Army created restricted reporting, so victims of sexual assault can now seek medical help and counseling without naming the assailant or involving the chain of command.
No, well, it's okay. I mean, you can take your time. Certainly you can take your time.
And they have up to a year to make a decision.
I would never wish anything like that on my worst enemy. Because it's not only the experience itself that's hard, it's the experience afterwards that's hard.
It does get harder, it can get harder, but there are people around you that love you, and there are people around you that care for you, and there's a safety net, and don't fall through. Don't fall through.